Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona on this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, stunning day of Serenity Sunday. So I hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling start to your day. Serenity Sunday, oh, I love Serenity Sundays. These are just the days when you get to do the things that you want to do and just kick back, relax, and enjoy the day. For me, it's going to be a day of relaxation with a little bit of housework stuff involved, like getting the laundry done, taking out the trash, doing the dishes. I didn't do my dishes yesterday. Normally, I do my dishes before I go to bed every night to make sure the kitchen's nice and clean. Yeah, it wasn't feeling up to that last night, so I thought I'll just do them in the morning. So I'm going to do them after I get off this. Is take the trash out, get the dishes done, spend a little bit of time outside, and then wander over and do some laundry, come back, spend some more time outside. Not a lot of time outside today because today's meant to be like in the low to mid 80s today, which is awesome. And we're supposed to get just a little bit of rain as well, but we'll see. If we get some rain, it'll be awesome. So we'll be out there dancing in the rain, and Zeph will be sitting under the awning going, "What the hell are you doing?" It's what she usually does. When she finds somewhere to shelter while I have a little dance in the rain. You never know. Um, Actually, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, we're on the cool side of things. This week we're going into the 60s tomorrow, and then working our way back up to the low 80s by the end of the week. But overnight we're getting down into the 50s and the 40s and the 60s. Ah, see, the weather relaxes me already. But anyway, got a dry throat this morning. I woke up with one of those yucky sinus headaches from all the dust that's been around and blocking up my sinuses. So I've got to keep the throat moist because you've got all that icky drainage stuff going on. And I don't want it resting on the vocal cords, causing me to lose my voice because that would not be good. It would be a very croaky Facebook Live, and I don't want to miss a day. I'm going for 1,096, and today is 451. So that's what, 645 to go? Is that right? 1,096, 645, whatever it is. Okay, so Serenity Sunday is all about taking time to enjoy your family, to enjoy the things that you do for relaxation. Go for a drive, go for a walk, sit down, put your feet up, read a book, watch a movie, spend time with friends and family, whatever it is that you do to relax, just enjoy the day. And I came across this great thing in Chicken Soup for the Soul, Think Positive, Live Happy, and it's called What My Children Taught Me. And I was reading this and I was going, oh my gosh, I already do a lot of what's on this list. And a lot of it got reawakened when I started watching things through the eyes of my grandson. Because sometimes you kind of forget. So when you take kids to somewhere new that you've been before, but it's new for them, learn to step back and look at it through their eyes. It's an amazing, amazing feeling. And what's I looking for? I don't know. Anyway, so here's what my children taught me. And the quote is from Muhammad Ali. He says, "Children make you want to start life over." They absolutely do. I love spending time with kids. I love watching them explore. I love watching them discover. I love watching them learn things, making mistakes, falling over, getting back up, and keeping going. When they finally grasp something or they learn something new, the look of pure joy on their face just warms the heart. It really, really does. So here we go. What my children have taught me. Actually, I kind of like that quote too. I've got to mark that one up so I can come back. Oops. Right, got that one marked up. Lost my pen there for a sec. Okay, what my children have taught me from Chicken Soup for the Soul, Think Positive, Live Happy. I began my foray into motherhood with an ambitious list of things I hoped to teach my kids through my words and actions. I wanted to teach them how to live in the present, consider others' feelings, see humor in life, never say I can't, and always make their best effort. Isn't that what every parent wants their kid to do? I also had another list of things I hoped they wouldn't pick up from me. I didn't want to teach them procrastination, to procrastinate, criticize their bodies, underestimate their own abilities, lie to get telemarketers off the phone, run red lights, or lose their temper at inanimate objects. The jury is still out on how well I've succeeded on any of the above. But this morning, watching my 7-year-old daughter Haley strap on rollerblades for the first time, I was reminded of how much my children have to teach their father and me. As I watched her progress from inching along with spaghetti legs beside my parked car to venturing out on her own and falling again and again with complete confidence, I learned more than I will ever need to know about determination and tenacity. Here are just a few things my children have taught me. Many lessons I learned as a child but have allowed myself to forget. That's interesting. How often have we, things that we learned as a child have we turned around and forgotten? A lot of people have forgotten how to play. We're so caught up in work and all the minutiae of everything that's going on that we forget how to let go and just play and be in the moment. Kids always know how to be in the moment because that's all they know. I kind of sit there and I wonder, when did we lose that capacity to think like a child, to act like a child, to just play? But anyway, back to the thing. Some thought-provoking questions. If you don't know, so here's the list. If you don't know something, ask. Believe in the unbelievable. I absolutely believe in the unbelievable. Play in the rain and squish your toes in the mud. I love doing that. If you like somebody, tell them. Dip graham crackers in milk. Any cookie's good in milk. Especially if you do the Tim Tams. Yes, those ones are awesome, but you've got to do them with coffee because it tastes either coffee or hot chocolate with Tim Tams. You bite off opposite corners and then you suck the coffee or the cocoa up through the Tim Tam like it's a straw, a Tim Tam slam. And then it is so good. You don't know what a Tim Tam is? It's a chocolate covered cookie filled with cream in the middle that's very well known in Australia and New Zealand. So good. And I would always try to bring some home from New Zealand with me when I come back. So let's see, dip graham crackers in milk. Any cookie's good in milk. Handmade gifts are the best. Absolutely, totally, and utterly agree with that one. Save your money for something you really want, and when you have enough, get it. Sing, dance, and laugh a little every day. Totally do that one. Share ice cream with your dog. I don't share ice cream with my dog because it's chocolate, and chocolate's not good for puppies. But maybe if I got some vanilla ice cream, I might share some with her. She has had some whipped cream though. Have dreams always. I have my notebook sitting here that's got dreams. I've got notebooks of ideas and dreams and stuff. I got a box full of journals with notes and ideas and dreams and things. Have heroes. I have a lot of people who inspire me every day. And the cool part is this weekend with the Expand the Business Summit, I've actually been able to watch some of those people who inspire me, being able to watch them, watch their interviews and things, and just be inspired even more by them. So absolutely love my heroes and heroines. Sign your letters with X's and O's. Mean it. Apologize when you're wrong. Smile at lonely people. A smile costs nothing. It's free, you give it freely. It costs you absolutely nothing. Yet it can be a turning point in somebody's day. It could just make their day brighter. They could be having the shittiest day ever, and you just give them a smile, and all of a sudden the sun comes out. So smile. Make wishes. Make new friends. I do that almost on a daily basis in campgrounds. Make clover chains. Oh my gosh, I haven't done those in years. Let's do daisy chains too. Clovers and daisy chains. Circle special occasions on your calendar and then count down the days. I don't count days, I count sleeps. Days are too long. Sleeps, I can go to bed at night, wake up the next morning, I get to cross another one off. Give gladly to those less fortunate. Laugh when you're happy. Cry when you're sad. Yep, totally get it. Stop and study the ants. Actually, I have been doing that a lot lately because in campgrounds, especially ones with the sand and stuff, you get ants and they're just fascinating and they come in all different shapes and sizes. It's this journey in the RV, watching ants, stop and studying ants, has been an eye-opener for the variety of ants out there. I mean, there's been little tiny, minuscule tiny ones to ones that are these big red, long ones. I've had big black ones as well, and had some that were kind of a brownish color. Had the red ones, the black ones. It's been interesting and watching them when you pour some water down on the ground, watching them run up to it and this backwards and forwards motion as they try and figure out where does the water end. So, plus they've also been trying to get in the RV, so I've had to stop them as well, unfortunately. But yeah, they're fun. They're fun to watch. They really are. They're a pest inside the home or the RV, but they are fun to watch when they're outside in their environment. Get dressed up on your birthday. It's not a bad idea. I remember the last time I got dressed up for my birthday. Might have been my 50th. It was almost 4 years ago. Never see weeds, see wildflowers. Well, that's a little difficult for me to do anyway, because half the times I don't know the difference between a weed and a plant. I can't tell you how many plants I've pulled out thinking they were weeds. Do not let me near. I have not inherited my parents' green thumb. My grandmother my grandmother had amazing, beautiful gardens, and you'd walk onto her front porch, and there would just be this. She had this plant stand thing there, and it was just covered in African violets. She could grow African violets like nobody's business, and she had all arrays of colors and everything. I always remember she'd give my mum cuttings to bring home, and they wouldn't grow as well as they did on my grandmother's front porch. It was quite amazing, and she had these beautiful gardens and everything. And then my great-grandparents had a beautiful garden in their place. It seems like everybody can have really good gardens except for me, because I kill plants. Spider plants I'm good with, and ferns I'm pretty good with as well. But give me anything that requires a lot of attention or care or anything else, yeah, I'm not that good. I mean, back east when we had our house back east, we planted gardens and stuff, and we even had a rose garden at one point. And we did very little in that rose garden, but man, talk about the number of roses that we got out of that garden. We got a ton of roses. And, you're supposed to spray them and prune them and all that. I knew nothing about it. Then one year I was like, oh, you're supposed to prune these things? Okay. So I got my secateurs, got out there, pruned the crap out of these poor rose bushes, and they just went, and I was like, oh, so that's what you're supposed to do. Me and plants, we are not good together. I need those plants that need watering maybe once a week, once every other week. Don't require pruning. Don't require much care. But then my mum's also had to rescue my spider plants from time to time as well when she's come in. And yeah, I don't do well with plants. It seems to have skipped my genus, seems to have skipped me. So I didn't inherit the plant gene. Back to the list. Deep in your heart, believe that people are basically the same. I had this conversation with somebody the other day, with my friend Deborah, and I was telling her, I said, I really don't see colour. My youngest brother's Maori, which in New Zealand is the brown skins, and I said, my parents always taught us that when we were growing up, to meet people where they are at, and to accept people for who they are and where they are at in life. She said, they always taught me, you may not agree with their lifestyle on that, but when you meet them, be a friend to them anyway, and don't judge them. It's not our place to judge. I try hard not to judge people, but sometimes it gets away on me, and then I apologize for it, even if they never hear those thoughts or hear the words out of my mouth. I still apologize to them anyway, because I had those thoughts about them. But I really don't understand how people can be mean to other people. I don't get that. For me, I was bullied as a child because I was always the new kid in school, 9 different schools. But when we moved a lot, when I was in elementary school and stuff, I was always the new kid on the block. I got picked on a lot. In the end, as a self-defense mechanism, I turned that around, and I kind of became the bully. But it was more a self-defense mechanism than it was wanting to be mean. It was more of a self-defense mechanism, because I was tired of being bullied. So I tried to turn it around, but I'm not usually that kind of an aggressive person. I did punch a boy in the nose one time. I didn't like what he said, so I punched him. I was 8. Oh, hang on, when was that? Yeah, I was probably about 7 or 8 at the time. Not proud of that moment. It's part of who I am. It's part of something that I did in my past. Am I proud of that moment? No. Did I feel good when I did it? No. Even though he was mean to me, did it make me feel better? No, absolutely not. So I just don't get how people can pick on other people because of their race. I don't get that. I can't wrap my head around that. People are people. We're all human beings. We all bleed red. Unless you're an alien. Then your blood might be blue, green, purple, pink, polka dots. I don't know, but I always remember that scene from To Sir with Love with Sidney Poitier. I love that movie, and when Sir gets cut and he starts bleeding, one of the kids turns around and goes, oh, "Your blood's red too," and it was sort of like. And I was sort of like, the first time I saw that, I was like, what the hell did you expect? And that's what the reaction was to some of the other kids in the class, was like, well, of course, he's human. And that kind of started opening their eyes a little bit. We all bleed red. Our blood is all red, unless, of course, you're an alien. And then it might be pink with purple polka dots. Who knows? I've never seen an alien before. I don't know what color their blood is, so I don't know. Um, but I just don't get this whole thing of being mean to other human beings. I just don't, because of their race, because of their skin color, because their eyes are different from everybody else's, because their culture's different, because they speak a different language. I don't get that. People are people. Respect each other. Love each other. Okay, back to the story. I don't know why I got off on that one, but oh yeah, deep in your heart, believe that people are basically the same. We are. We're all human beings. So what makes us beautiful, what makes us unique, what makes us absolutely, we're all beautiful. We're all gorgeous. Okay, hang on, where did I get up to? Oh yeah, so back to here. The list continues to grow daily. How much better this world would be if we adults never forget these important lessons. But somewhere in the process of growing up and learning to evaluate, intimidate, and impress, we forget. I, for one, am glad to be sharing my days with little people who remind me continually of the things in life that really, matter in life. And that was by Mimi Greenwood Knight. So that one was what my children taught me. What my children have taught me from think positive, live happy. But there's some great lessons in there. As why did we stop playing? What happened to our playtime? Here in the States, the philosophy has been live to work. You get up in the morning, you've got to have your big house with the, whatever it is, whatever the norm is considered. And if you don't have it, or you have more, if you don't have at least that, then something's wrong. People are buying these big houses. Why? Why do you need all that space? I mean, when Brad and I were living in Virginia and we had our house and we finished the basement, it ended up being like 4,800 square feet. When we moved, we were like, we are not getting a place this big again. It was too big. Yes, it was on 3 levels, but we knew we were going to get a single story. And since then, we moved in with his mother for a while. We then moved into a 1,100 square foot 2-bedroom, but of course we had all the furniture and stuff from a 4,800 square foot house. 10 years later, I'm still sorting through stuff from that. And now I'm living in an RV. It's compact, and there's so much stuff in here. There's even stuff in here that I'm going to be going through and getting rid of because it's accumulated over time, and now it's taking up space. Even though I still have empty cabinets, I still have space. I still have empty space in my storage lockers underneath. I still have space in some of the cabinets in here. But I feel like I'm looking around and I'm going, oh, I don't need that anymore. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. And if I go to buy anything, it's because it is needed. It is not because I want it. It's because it's something I need. The Instapot, fantastic, because it means I don't have to use the propane. I don't have to go outside to turn, because I don't like sleeping in the RV with the propane on. Although in wintertime, I have to deal with that one a little bit, because when we're getting down to nights that go below freezing, I need the heat to come on, and because it's a propane heat. And I've got my little detector out here, which is good. So, the heat comes on when it gets below 55. So if you ever if you ever come and stay in my RV, just know that and it's in the middle of winter and stuff, that the heat will not kick on in the middle of the night until we get below 55. And then it will bring it up. But there's always plenty of blankets and quilts and stuff. I crochet a lot of them, and then I end up getting most of them away anyway. So, but I don't get things I don't need. And I spend time and I'll just look around and go, huh, Finish with it. Am I going to need it again? Yes, no, maybe. It's got 1 month. If I don't use it in a month, it's out of here. Um, I haven't been that rigid on this trip around the US, but now that I'm in place for 3 months, it's sort of like we're going to have a clean out. We're going to go through and work out what we need, what we don't need. But one thing I like about getting the Instapot and those the little mini waffle makers and the little mini griddle, it means I don't have to turn the gas on. And on my gas stove, I only have one element that I can actually adjust the flame on. The other ones, they're either on or they're off. They don't have a temperature control on them. And I still have not figured out. I've had this one, what, 18 months, whatever it is, 18 months, 19 months, 18 months. And I still have not figured out how to light my oven, which means I haven't been able to do any baking, any roasts or anything like that. But I have my Instapot. And that thing is invaluable. I can just set it up, let it go, and it does its thing. I don't have a crock pot in here, but then the Instapot does slow cooking as well. So, it's a multifaceted utensil that takes up a small amount of space in the cupboard that replaces a lot of other appliances. There's times I wish I had like a big cake mixer, like my KitchenAid. I miss my KitchenAid. But then again, I'd have to figure out how to turn the oven on so that I could bake whatever I was going to whip up in the KitchenAid. So, it's things like that. It's things like, if I'm looking at possibly buying a permanent place. And so I'm like thinking, okay, how big do I want it? And I thought, I don't want to go much bigger than that. It would be nice to have an extra room that I could use as an office, have an actual office space. So I'm not sitting here in the dining table for everything. But when I go back to thinking about, it's all simple living. It's simple living. And so one of the things I've learned that here in the States, you guys live to work, whereas everywhere else in the world, we work to live. So think about that philosophy. When you work to live, you do what you need. You only have the bare you have what you need to be comfortable. You have you're not living up to this expectation that you have to have this size house or this many cars or all of that. I don't have a car. It's great. Everything gets delivered to the RV for me. There will be times I've got to take Zeffie to like the vet or something, and in those times maybe I would rent a car for a day or two and go around and do what I need to do with that, including getting her to the vet. If I buy a more permanent, I'm actually considering at some point getting a vehicle that I can tow behind the RV. I have been toying around with that because it would be nice not having to go out and rent a car. And in these days where you have to wear masks in the car if you're doing that, like the Lyft or the Ubers and all that sort of stuff, this one can't wear masks. So it would be nice at that point to have my own vehicle. I'm talking about getting Zeffie a bath, and I'm like thinking, okay, we have mobile services that come to the RV. Yay! When they deliver my groceries, I stay inside the RV while they put the groceries out of my little patio area there on the seats and the tables out and the table out there. And then I talk to them through the screen door, and then but I'm maintaining that social distancing. And then once they leave, then I go out and bring the stuff in. And I try not to leave it out there too long because the 2 days that they have, the number of times they've delivered has been very hot days, and I've had frozen stuff in there. So it's like I've got to get that frozen stuff inside first so I can get it into the freezer. Because I don't want it melting or thawing or anything like that. So it's, this thing about living a life as a child, thinking like a child and stuff, it just brings back a lot of things about how simple life is. And a lot of what she talks about on this list, if you don't know something, ask. If I don't know of anybody to ask, I will figure it out. If something doesn't work, I go into my Facebook groups where I have the Fleetwood Bounder groups and stuff, and I go, hey, I have a 2006 32W, and this is the issue I'm having. Anybody else had this issue? What is it? What do I need to do? How often am I supposed to check this? They have been a huge resource for me, and yes, you get a lot of conflicting ideas and things, but you go to things like the user manuals and stuff and see what they've got to say. You check out other websites and stuff. So it's not just a whole bunch of people just that you don't know giving you advice, which is great, but you've also got other resources that you can go to as well. Dipping graham crackers in milk. I like dipping any cookie into milk, hot chocolate. Not so much tea. Yeah, I don't dip them in my tea. Coffee, if I drank coffee, yeah. But yeah, I like dipping cookies. Chocolate covered, non-chocolate covered. I like dipping cookies. Sing, dance, and laugh a little every day. I do that every day without fail. And I start dancing, and of course, the look on Zeffy's face just makes me laugh. Uh, and usually, I'm dancing to music that I like to sing along to. Sharing ice cream with your dog, I would have to get some vanilla to do that because I only get chocolate if I get ice cream. But most of the stuff that's on this list, I do it anyway. So it's you know, look at life through the eyes of a child or your grandchild. Um, Remember those times and just keep life simple. Life does not have to be complicated. We make this space between these two things here is what makes things complicated. So look at life simply. Look at life through the eyes of a child. If I was a child, what would I do? Go back, remember some good fun stuff. Remember some of the fun moments from your childhood. What did you used to laugh and play at? Remember building forts? Remember getting the blankets and the pillows and the chairs out and creating your own little fort? And you'd have lunch in there, you'd have dinner in there, you might have a sleep out in there, sleep outs in the backyard in the pup tents. Oh, those were fun. Sleepovers with your mates, those were always good. I grew up with two younger brothers. We used to play all sorts of games, running around the backyard, and there was cowboys and Indians and cops and robbers and all sorts of fun games and things that we used to play in the backyard. And the rule was if it's not raining, you're outside. Unless it was summertime and you put your swimsuit on and it was raining, then you go outside while it was hot. And instead of putting the hose and the sprinkler on where you could go running through the sprinkler or spray each other with the hose, you'd let the rain do all of that. Have you ever done that? Going outside dancing in the rain in your swimsuit? Yeah, there's a good thing to go do. So it sees some dark clouds outside, so hopefully we'll get some rain today. Probably won't be a lot, but who knows? But anyway, I've rabbited on for long enough. Go have a beautiful, super fantastic Serenity Sunday. Oh, super fantastic, sparkling Serenity Sunday. And I'm thinking of calling this the Sparkle Studio. What do you think? Maybe if I put I don't know. I'm trying to think. I might call it the Sparkle Studio. What do you think? Should we do that? Anyway, so what are you doing today to make it? So what I want to know today is what do you do? What is your favorite way to relax? That is what I would like to know today. What is your favorite way to relax? And just let us know in the comments below. Yes, and I'm typing this as because I forgot to type it earlier because I didn't have a question. Now I have a question. Excellent. So have a super fantastic sparkling day, and remember, go out, do what you love to do to relax. Disconnect. I'm going to be disconnecting. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to close the laptop down. I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off and basically be offline for the rest of the day. Yes, I still have, there's only like 3 or 4 speakers left today in the summit, but I'm just sort of like, I need a break from everything. So it's going to be doing that. Do a little bit of housework, laundry and dishes, mainly today, and taking out the trash. So that's my day, and the rest of it will be reading, relaxing. We definitely spend some time outside. Zeffy is zonked out on her bed on the dashboard right now. Let's see. Zeffy, you want to go outside? Not a flutter of a movement except her chest going. As she breathes. I wonder if I can sneak up on her. Have a super fantastic sparkling Serenity Sunday, and we'll catch you guys later. Heck on it up.